Hello, it's me again. And I need some chapstick for this discussion because we're going to get a little woo-woo on this one. The topic of this video is quantum relationships. Okay, it's coming, my friends. It's coming. If you have not experienced any of this yet, you're going to, and it is a thrill. And I know that there's people out there who have also experienced this, but it is so out there that you don't mention it to anybody else, or very few people, because we're talking out there. Until now, because now we will find our community, and now we will know that we are not the only ones and we're not quite crazy. Well, we've been crazy, but we don't need to be locked up quite yet. Okay, quantum relationships. This is where relationships are headed. And in all honesty, this is where relationships originate, but we have complicated and muddled in the purity of those origins. Anyway, in the fifth dimension, that is the love and above vibrations. So heart chakra is the lowest vibrational aspect that we can experience in the fifth dimension. In the third dimension, relationships are built in the root chakra, which is 100% ego-based. What's in it for me? Do they like me? How can they help me? What will my future look like with them? Very fear-based, fear-focused, control-focused, abusive in many senses. And we'll see that we'll see that truth integrate more and more as we enter into our own higher dimensions in the higher vibrations in the fifth dimensional realm. I have so many things that I want to say about this because it's so amazing and it's so phenomenal. And it's kind of one of those things that you will talk yourself out of. Am I really experiencing this? There's no way that this is real. But it is real. And yes, you are experiencing it. And it is the future of relationships. Here we go. This is where social media came into play. We used it wrong. Imagine that. Okay, let's imagine that your best friend, your best buddy that you've been friends with forever and a decade, that friendship was developed in the third dimension, and you've recently come to find out that and you don't even know why you did your hair today. You've recently come to find out that that friendship, that relationship no longer serves your highest good, and you've let it go. You've cut the cords, you've untethered from that, and you've let it go. And so that creates space for another relationship to enter into your life that does serve you on a higher level. It serves everybody involved on a higher level, and that's what you're seeking. That's what you're looking for. And then let's say that you encounter somebody through a business meeting. And that person lives in London. You live in America. You begin to have these mysterious sensations in your body when you simply think about this person. There's a level of excitement. There is a connection unspoken. There's a knowing that you can't talk yourself out of. There's a truth that is literally the roots of the entire experience. And there's a purity to this that makes it feel like home. It's an incredible experience. This person is on the other side of the world, wherever they are. In this example, we're saying London. And you can create a relationship with this person with very, very little tangible interaction, face-to-face interaction, communication. Your relationship with this person is simply built on energy. You can feel this person with you. You know when this person is thinking about you. You can maybe smell them or feel their spiritual presence. If it turns romantic, you can feel their hand on yours. You can feel a kiss. There's an insane amount of energetic flow between the two of you. In romantic relationships, this can oftentimes lead to, what do they call it? I think there's been a term called astral sex or astral orgasm. I coin it as quantum. Probably potato. But you can reach orgasm. You can reach sexual pleasure simply through the transmission of your energy with that person's energy. This is where relationships are headed. In the fifth dimension, there is no ownership over anybody. There's no control over anybody. And that is why we've been talking for so long about detachment and unattaching from situations, things, people, whatever. Because when you attach, you have ownership. When you have ownership, you have this semblance of control. But in the fifth dimension, you have complete sovereignty. You are the only one you control. And that untethering opens this avenue, this conduit for a completely different level of purity in those energies that are transmitted between parties. And so you can be halfway around the world and have these intricate and intimate relationships with people. And that is where we're going with our relationships. Freedom within them, sovereignty within them, and understanding that what is the word I'm looking for? And understanding that this is a new experience, maybe? Excuse me. So therefore, everything that you have experienced in the third dimensional reality of relationships cannot carry over into this fifth dimensional aspect in the quantum relationships because there is no overlap. It's a completely different experience. And so all of your fears, I've been hurt before, or I don't believe in love before, or, this one has come up several times in the last 3 weeks with my clients. I thought that I was dead inside because I couldn't create that connection, that flow of energy, that kind of almost lust or passion I thought it was gone. I thought it was dead inside. That's come up several times. So if you're feeling that, that's probably because that part of you was dead and dying in the third dimension. But in the fifth dimension, it's a whole new ball game. It's a brand new experience. And so this also opens up the aspect of teaching and learning, because you see the relationship from a completely different aspect. This person is here to and is open to a completely different experience with you, and it's not looking for flaws. It's not looking for red flags. It's not looking for how is this person going to hurt me the way I've been hurt before, or how is this person repeating patterns. It's a part of that in a sense of karma, like we're getting out of that circular tradition of finding the same people and not listening to our gut and things along those lines, because this aspect of safety, I'm sovereign in myself, I'm independent in myself, I'm not codependent on this relationship. If this relationship were to walk away tomorrow, I would not be, maybe I would be sad, but I wouldn't be devastated. I wouldn't be leveled by it, if that makes sense. And so there's this a safety in it. Anyway, so quantum relationships are where we're headed, and you're going to find that you will probably stumble into it initially. You won't really understand what's happening, but you will have had my heads up now that it's a possibility. Not all of them are platonic. Not all of them are romantic. Some of them are just supposed to be teachers. Some of them are just supposed to be mentors. Oftentimes they can be short term. Sometimes they can be super long term. And a part of this is that oftentimes we want to meet this person in the flesh. Like, I want to meet you, I want to see you, because what's happening in the quantum is so great and so divine and so wonderful that we want to experience it in our own body, in our own environment, and in our own physical senses. At this point in our spiritual stage and where we are in the fifth dimension, that probably isn't supposed to happen. You're not supposed to build a physical relationship with this person. It's supposed to stay in the quantum. And so if you begin to experience this and you start lining up visits and whatever else, I encourage you to question, is this supposed to stay in the quantum, or am I okay building this in the physical realm? Because most of the time, we don't need to encounter this in the physical realm. A quantum relationship is where it should be and where it should stay at this stage of the game. So, it's kind of like having that invisible friend when you were a kid. Like, oh, here's my make-believe friend, but they really exist. They really have their own existence, and it mingles and intermingles with yours. But it has nothing to do with the third dimensional teachings of what we think relationships should be. So that is the quantum. A brief, I don't know, I guess it's twice as long as the other videos today, but that's a brief discussion on where we are headed with our relationships. And distance has no bearing on these quantum relationships, which is, again, what social media was supposed to be teaching us. And we fell off the rails really early on with that. Social media is actually dying. We don't need it. And the reason why I know that is because these quantum experiences are far more pure than social media, which goes back to why we need to just dump it. And so, no, I'm not going to get into that now. That's a totally different video. Sorry. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Adios.